Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right in my lab in the wee hours of the morning where I do what I do for you. Let's go. Right in 25 will live by. Storytelling, story with a message and a story for life. These are life lessons. I'm giving them. You tune in and receiving them. Hope you use them. That's what it's for. Let's go. Right Thinkers' mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment, knowing yourself a little bit better. Right Thinkers' way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. Your job is to do just that. Know yourself. My job is to help you with that. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. Stay tuned. That's why I do what I do for you. I got you. A person who knows not and believe that they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock. That's what I do. Wake you up. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to Maya, be true. I'm giving my class my Maya lessons now. I got everybody doing Maya. That's the name of the game. All right, today, rightism. Right thinkers, let's talk about what being spiritual really means. This is my wheelhouse again. So I'm going to try to be proficient and try to give you the concept understanding that you can relate to and hopefully live by and use, because that's what I give them to you for, to use them, to see if they work. If what I'm saying, you don't try, you don't know if it works or not. So understand that. Let's go. Yeah, I claim to be a master of spiritual knowledge. I stand by that. AKA right thinking philosophy. I know spiritual truths. Over 30 years of studying, I know what I know about spiritual truths. That's what I teach. Starting with my girl, Maya. You know how I feel about that. I'm going to teach you, so maybe you feel the same way. There you go. I fellowship with Christians weekly, last 7 or 8 years, to learn biblical knowledge for myself. To learn the biblical knowledge myself. That's my choice. I choose to fellowship with them. I choose to go every Sunday and sit and learn biblical concepts and fellowship with like-minded people. That's not a problem for me. I love that. Why? It's a connection that we have. That's why I call it my church family. I live what they call a righteous life, aka a spiritually disciplined lifestyle. I'm a right thinker. I live by my spiritual discipline that keeps me in due balance. Okay? Harmony within myself and my higher self. You have to be conscious of your actions, your reactions, and what you say and do. Why? Because you're responsible. That's what being an adult means. When you live right, which is excuse me, being obedient to who? God, your higher self, is spirit and mind working together, aka heart-mind coherence. When I keep explaining to you, when your spirit and your mind comes together, lines up and become one, they don't separate. That means after death, the spirit is locked in with the consciousness. So when the spirit leaves, guess what? The consciousness is holding on. So it's going for the ride. Hence the afterlife, and you will be conscious. That's the key to waking up. That's the key to knowing thyself. That's the key to spiritual enlightenment. We are spiritual beings having knowledge of self, is being spiritually enlightened, aka they call it nihas. Okay, not a made-up word. It's the word meaning enlightened, knowing thyself. Anointed, Christhood, all these names, we had our title for that. The Egyptians called it the nihas. All right, next one you got is God is spirit. That's in us. We are all spiritual beings. I just told you we are the begotten children of God. Why? Because we possess His Spirit, so we're all His children. Not just one person. If you tell me God did all of this and gonna single out one person, I'm not buying that. That's all. And again, when you have knowledge of self, this is an easy deterrent for nonsense and BS. Why? You can't sell me on some BS. Simple as that. I don't care how much you believe it. I don't care how much you subscribe. Don't care. I know what I know. And when you tell me something I know better than, I'm not going to adhere to that. Spiritual knowledge, a.k.a. God knowledge. Why? Because God is spirit. Spirit is God. So you got spiritual knowledge. You have God knowledge. Is knowing thyself. I'm adamant about knowing who you are. Why? Because if not, you will going to be controlled by another source other than yourself. Slavery. Right thinking philosophy gives you what? Knowledge of who? God. With thousands of years, the prophet works. When you know yourself, you have total control over your life, over yourself. When you walk godly in the spirit with knowledge of self, God, that's right thinking philosophy. I want you to know who you are so you can walk proud and be proud of who you are. With ignorance, you can't be proud of being ignorant. Ignorant means not knowing. Knowing, not knowing. Your choice. Again, He gave us free will to do just that. We are gods in human form. Your job as a human is to know that for yourself and realize who you are. That's right thing philosophy goal is to get you to do those things. Right thinking philosophy is all spiritual knowledge, pure spiritual truths that you can live by, that you can use and live a spiritual lifestyle, aka right thinking philosophy is all spiritual with mental concepts that you can manipulate your own self to be better. Raise your self-consciousness, raise your knowledge of self so you can be better for yourself. I use my spiritual disciplines when daily. It's a way of life for me. I call it right living. I'm going to do what's right because that's the right thing to do. And in any situation, I'm going to hold that concept. Why? Because that's what gets me through. That's spiritual discipline. I'm not going to do what I want to do. I'm not going to satisfy my ego. I'm not here to massage my ego. Other people can do that, and I ain't got a problem with that. That's your thing. But I know better. I'm not going to massage my ego by giving it the right to do. No, you don't do nothing until I tell you. I control the ego. When you answer, watch this, to your higher self, your ego has nothing to do with it. You live right daily. That's right thinking philosophy. When you can do that, that's what it's all about. And you're the beneficiary of that. You ain't doing it for me. You're doing it for yourself. Self-preservation, the first law of man. That's not man's law, that's natural. My spiritual discipline is my way of life. Why? It's not good. If it's not good or right, count me out. I'm not going to do what's wrong knowingly, intentionally. I don't do that no more. Simple as that. I have to use my spiritual discipline when daily. Why? To show all who are watching what right thinking philosophy is all about. I'm going to show you what I'm about. I could teach you and tell you, but my main thing, I'm going to show you I am who I am. If you're spiritually enlightened, I am, you will do what? The spiritually right thing. That's what I do. I'm spiritually inclined, and I'm going to use my spiritual discipline to deal with my situations in life. That's right thinking philosophy. Being spiritually means you have what? Knowledge of who? Yourself. And you use it when? Daily. That's anything that you have. If you used it yesterday, you're going to need it again tomorrow. If you did the right thing yesterday, you should do the right thing again today. If you did the wrong thing and you're aware of it, you should not do that tomorrow. Knowing that's wrong, meaning you're not going to do it. Once you do it and realize it's wrong, you shouldn't do it again. It was okay the first time. We know it's a mistake. We know it's maybe a misunderstanding. But for you to continually do what you know is wrong, that's a you problem. You'll get a visit from karma. All right, here you go. Let's go. Spiritual knowledge, aka God knowledge, is a must. We are spiritual beings. We have conscience. We have a brain. We have a mind. We can think. We can comprehend. We can change. We can recognize God for ourselves. That's why we have free will. Right thinking philosophy's goal is what? To get you to know God for yourself, aka know thyself. I'm going to drive that point home. I'm not going to stop driving it. Understand that. Having faith and belief in God is a good thing, trust me. But having knowledge of God is even better. The faith and the belief is what drives you. But when you reach that goal of knowing, you no longer have to rely on that. Why? Now you know. Faith and belief is good until you find out. Okay? That's all things of unseen, things that's not there. But once you find out, you don't have to believe it no more. You have to have faith in it no more. You know it. Hence, know thyself. My knowledge of self is what drives me to be my best self daily. I live this way every day. If you're going to be a God servant and not a God believer, studying and proving yourself worthy is what you should be doing every day. Again, you did it yesterday. The sun came up yesterday. Guess what? You're going to come up today and look forward to coming up tomorrow. So there's a phase of life that we have to follow. It's called a cycle. Okay? Understand it. It's a process. If you're going, so watch this. Reading about God in scripture means nothing without what? The work you have to put in to see if what they say work. Anything I give you, I'm giving it so you can use it and find out for yourself what I mean by what I say. Last one, I'm about to break it home for you. Let's go. Now, I'm spiritual, not biblical. No disrespect again, but spiritual means God. Biblical means man. I choose God. That's a choice. And you made yours, I'm making mine. With all understanding. Now, they said, no, I know the choice I made is right for me. You got to do that for yourself, okay? I choose to gain biblical knowledge, but that's not going to supersede my spiritual knowledge. See? I have ancient spiritual truths that I live by, and that's what I teach for a reason. It worked. I know the reason and purpose of the Bible and religion, trust me, and I respect all of them. But I don't practice it. I haven't practiced it for over 40 years, so I don't know it. I'm learning now because I choose to go to learn. It's a different animal now, altogether different. So trust me, that's the respect that I have for it because I'm learning it from a good teacher. All right, ancient spiritual knowledge is what I mastered. I got that. I got mine. When I went to my pastor, I said, I didn't come here trying to look for God. I didn't come here praying and hoping. No, I came here to share in the respect and worship of God. So the lesson that I'm learning from them is because I choose to go there and share what they're doing to find out for myself. Yes, I go there to learn what they do, how they do it, and see if it's for me. And they're going on 8 years now. All right, because of my respect, watch this, for my pastor, who is the teacher of me in biblical knowledge, the best God servant other than myself that I know. That's how high I get this brother respect. I put him up there in the pantheon with me. Nothing but respect. Why? Because of what he do and how he do it and how long he's been doing it. Difference. Okay. Last one, I appreciate you. I'm becoming biblically knowledgeable. Now I am going to be what? A double threat to evil. Why? I'm going to be biblically inclined along with my spiritual knowledge. I'm a double threat. You can be too. Try it out. I got you. Stay tuned. I'll be back.